Hi, my name is Nicholas and I'm one of the organisers for the Glee It Gets Better float in this year's Sydney Gay and Lesbian Mardi Gras Parade. This is a parade that occurs every year to celebrate gay pride as well as to remember the Stonewall riots and those who fought for our rights.
I'm watching the parade this year for the first time, so I'm really excited. Because it's a celebration of who I am.
This is sort of something that I wanted to push myself to do and be more involved in the gay community.
I think it's also support for the whole community, but especially for gay people who maybe aren't able to come out or haven't come out yet, to see there's so many of us proud of who we are.
But I also loved the message of this year's Mardi Gras as well, say something, and really wanted to be a part of it.
It's pretty fabulous really. There are some 7,000 of us that will march up the street. Over 100,000 people will actually be watching live, cheering us on, as well as millions on TV around the world.
It's an experience that has to be lived, and I recommend any person to experience it, gay or straight.
There will be lights and music, political messages, as well as celebration and pride as people march proudly up the streets, celebrating who they are and being proud of who they are. This is something we wanted to share to gay teens around the world. We wanted to show you that there is life after school and that if it is hard for you right now, we wanted to show you that it does get better.
School before coming out was harsh.
High school was pretty tough. I absolutely hated high school. It was the worst 6 years of my life.
At times it was a little bit hard, but it also at times was really, really good.
But I became bullied for being lesbian, and people would shout out at me across the campus.
I started getting bullied by a bunch of kids, and especially one that I keep in here.
I got picked on a lot and teased.
I knew that I was gay, but was trying to deny it and trying to force myself to like boys.
I knew that I was gay when I was at school, but I sort of kept it hidden to myself.
Except there was always that twinge of there's something different about me than everyone else, and until I came out I couldn't quite put a finger on it.
When I first realised I was gay, I realised I'd fallen in love with a girl, and I was a little bit surprised because I had buried that side of me.
I didn't really know what gay was when I was growing up.
It was a conflict because the world was telling me that I shouldn't be, and I knew that I was, so it was an internal sort of battle between who I was and who I should be.
And it just came to realise that I had to do something about it. I had to come out.
When I sort of came to it and made the decision to come out, people were a lot more supportive and sort of helped me through it.
And I remember my mom asking me, do I have something to worry about? And I said, no you don't, but yes, I'm gay.
It shocked her when I actually told her that I was gay. You know, she started crying in the middle of a supermarket and insisting that I go take her for a cup of coffee.
I got her drunk one night. I was 17, I think, just turned 17, at the start of year 12, and I tried to tell her that I was bisexual, and she said, "No, darling, you're gay."
To my mum, I was petrified to come out. I didn't want her to kick me out or any of the horrible other stories that I had read or heard of.
Called her the next day. She cried for 30 days solid.
And it was rough for the first few months. It was very rough. We'd walk around the house in silence. No one would talk, and it was hard.
But then eventually it just changed. Like it doesn't happen overnight, but it changes, and eventually it works out fine.
But as soon as I told the one person that meant the world to me, it was like 100,000 kilos just got lifted off my shoulders.
But what I learned is that people come around, and when people see that you're happy and if they really love you, they will come around eventually.
You know, I guess if I'd had to stay in the closet, I would be miserable. I remember during my teenage years being depressed at times and finding it very hard to understand why I was different.
There was a time when I was around 16 or 17 where I was standing on a cliff top overlooking the ocean in my hometown and just thinking that it would be so much easier to jump off.
I think if I'd stayed in the closet and had not been true to myself, I wouldn't be as happy as I am today.
It'd be lonely, definitely.
Absolutely lonely.
I don't think I would have made it. I don't think I would have, if I had decided to hide who I was, I think I would have gotten to a point where the pressure would have got too much.
I think if I hadn't come out, that my life would be quite black and white. I think it'd be quite cold.
If I hadn't come out, I would not nearly be as happy as I am today with my friends and my family, or to be able to pursue a relationship with someone I really want to be with. So I'm glad by every stretch that I did.
And there is so much that is great about life. I've got a great circle of friends. I have a great career.
I got a great job, and I live in a great city. It's a really good time in my life. I'm very lucky.
Being married.
Having a husband.
Well, not just that. I mean, the whole life
Just-
is good. It's good. I mean,
Peter and I have been together for 8 months now, and we're immensely happy. I love him.
I have a great job. I live in Sydney, the gayest city in the world. I get to go to Mardi Gras every year. I've marched in the parades. This will be my 6th time, I think.
Work's really good too. You know, I'm fairly successful in what it is that I've chosen to do with my life, and you know, friends, and you know, it's a very full life. Like, we've got a lot going on.
Yeah, we do.
Cool. And I think if I didn't acknowledge the gay side of myself and experience that my life wouldn't be full, and I don't think I'd be living it 100%.
Just love. Love with your friends is awesome. That's all you need.
Being gay is one part of me, and there is so much that is great about life.
You think I'm pretty without any makeup on. You think I'm funny when I tell the punchline wrong. I know you get me, so I let my walls come down, down.
It actually does get better. It's not going to get better first. It's going to get quite tough to begin with, but honestly, it will get better eventually.
Don't be afraid to come out and embrace who you really are. Some people will be shocked, but they love you and they will come back and support you. Just give them time and just know that you have to do what's right for you.
Just know that you're not alone. I've been there, and I know that you feel that you have no one to talk to, no one to turn to, and that you may feel that there's a black cloud that you can't get through and that you're never going to get out of. But trust me, you will, and you'll meet people that are the same as you, and your life will change for the better, I guarantee you.
Being gay is simply a part of you, just like people have blonde hair, or people are of you know, Asian descent, or people are Greek. It is simply one part of you. You are still an individual.
The earlier you embrace and accept who you are and do it without fear, the sooner you actually start to live a life that's rich, and that you will find people who will love you for who you are, because that's what it's about.
Make sure your friends know who you are, and the friends like you for what you are and who you are, not for what you got. Because them friends will always stand by you no matter who you are or what you do.
Your friends will support you. You know, that's what they're there for. And if you've got those friends that don't, they weren't really friends in the first place, and you will find fantastic people on the other side, because there is this light at the end of the tunnel, whether you can see it now or not, it's there. And it's fantastic on the other side.
And it's, you know, 4 years out of, you know, your lucky 80, 90 years of your life. It means nothing, you know, and as much as it's horrible right in that instant, it's going to change in an instant the next day.
And it does.
it gets better.
It gets better.
It gets a lot better.
It gets better.
Yeah. It gets better.
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 It gets better.